Well, welcome to ASHMORE Estates, formerly known as the Coles County Poor Farm. When we walked through that door into this hallway, we actually came into the oldest part of the building. This is the 1916 building. What we are standing in during the Poor Farm era, this was the men's dining room. This was the men's side. Everything was separated back then, all the way up through all 3 floors. So he had walked to go see his sisters. He was coming back home, and at that point there was a huge train yards all around us. As he was walking through the freight yard, he was struck by a train. He was hit in the head, shoulder, and hips. He actually got himself back up, started walking back here. Good Samaritan picked him up, brought him back, no more than got him into the building and into his room, and Joe passed from his injuries. Joe is still here. Joe is, I won't say grumpy. He's not mean, he's not evil, but he does like to drop the F-bomb a lot.
Good to know.
And sometimes women say that they don't feel they're wanted down in that area. And with that, we're going to head over this way. You are now in the women and children's dining room. The small room down here at the end, that was the kitchen during the Poor Farm era. The small room at that end, the Poor Farm era. That was always a pantry storage area. Now, we were a poor farm until 1959, when what we now know as the welfare system came into play. At that point, poor farms were more or less dismantled, and we sat for about a year or so, and then we became a private psychiatric hospital. We were private hospital for about 4 or 5 years. Funding started to be a problem. The state took over, still ran it as a psychiatric hospital. And then they started to run out of money, sat empty for maybe a year again, and then we were taken over as a home for the developmentally disabled, and then eventually we became a nursing home off of that. And then in 1986, we were shut down completely. The name ASHMORE Estates came in when we became the psychiatric hospital, and it has stuck with every life of the building. Our historians have tried hard over the years to go through archives at Eastern Illinois University, at the county courthouse in Charleston, trying to get information on all of our lives up until 1986, and sadly ASHMORE Estates is hardly ever mentioned, and mostly it's because we were the areas unwanted people out here.
Right.
Now the other room off to the corner here, that is a significant room. That is the only private room in the hospital. There actually is a bathroom in that room, and that room was inhabited by 2 girls. Their names are Mary and Margaret. They are still here with us. They like the boys. So that's a good room. You want to send one of the guys on a solo session? That medical cart you see there, great trigger object. Again, that's something that Robin has brought into the building. But I have heard people rolling it up and down, calling out, time for meds, it's meds. And sometimes activity picks up, sometimes it doesn't, but...
For what it's worth, I got chills when you said that. For what it's worth, I got chills when you said that.
Yeah.
I got chills.
And, this is actually the floor as I was waiting, just sitting there waiting, playing with my phone, chatting with a friend. It sounded like they were moving furniture up here. This room gives you an idea of the size of a patient room or the size of what an inmate's room would have been during the Fort Farm era. There could be anywhere from 2 to 6 people in that room. Last year, we had the daughter of one of the superintendents
Oh, wow.
come out and tell us about what it was like to live on the Fort Farm. She said it was sad. She says, and with some of the people it was scary because it wasn't only people that were destitute. This was also a place where they spent, like, for halfway house, or if the jail was full, you sent them out here. So you had a mix of the dregs of society in with young women and children.
That's sad.
It's, yeah.
Bad things are gonna happen.
There's some like very disturbing history about the building. Of course, we have nothing to substantiate it because I'm sure things happened, but nobody probably talked about it or took the women seriously if they reported, or even the men. It just...
And unfortunately now,
Yeah.
they're...
And I still sometimes feel like people are still trying to tell their stories.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. That's what I tell them. That's why they're here. If you have something to pass on that you won't tell one of us, tell them. So...
Got a bunch of ears that listen.
That's right. This floor, during the psychiatric hospital eras, was where they kept the worst of the worst. If you were a danger to yourself, to others, if you needed restraints of any kind, straitjackets, wet blankets that they used back then, would be what they call weighted blankets nowadays, anything like that, you were on this floor. If you were just hard to take care of, not only because of your mental capacity, but if you were like gnarled up and, you know, couldn't walk really well, stuff like that. This was where they did that. We were never an asylum. We were always just a psychiatric hospital. We actually did try to treat patients. If you were like gnarled up and, you know, couldn't walk really well, stuff like that. This was where they did that. We were never an asylum. We were always just a psychiatric hospital. We actually hard to take care of, not only because of your mental capacity, but if you were like gnarled up and, you know, couldn't walk really well, stuff like that. This was where they did that. We were never an asylum. We were always just a psychiatric. Sadly, an asylum is usually put you in a room, maybe feed you. Is usually put you in a room. Is usually put you in a room if you were lucky and you were kind of forgotten about. That's why you hear so many stories coming out of the asylums, especially like out east, which they're all on my bucket list to get to. But we did try to help people here, mostly with medications and restraints. But towards the end of our psychiatric hospital era, there was a new treatment coming around. And they decided to do that here. It was electroshock therapy. It was done in that room where you were standing. Because if you look, you can see where, you know, this was divided at one point into a couple different rooms. And so yeah, this floor, not so bad right now, but I just will tell you at night it takes on a whole different feeling up here. So with that, I'm going to get myself off this floor. I hate this floor.
This is the women and children's side.
Uh-huh. There it is.
Dining. This was the pantry.
Some chicken.
I wonder if they had the windows are right there though. This is Al.
They said that this was the old kitchen, so I'm wondering if like maybe this is where they served the food.
I mean, it could be.
Well, 'cause like that'd be a cubby right there for like dishes and stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Because it's thick enough.
Mhm.
And it's not as big as the windows.
Right.
They probably had the windows for airflow.
Probably.
No AC.
Here's a perfect example of pareidolia. See that in the window?
Mm-hmm.
And the smudge on the window.
Yeah. Because I can see the smudge.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is who they call Matilda. Ooh, that looks creepy in the IR light. They said that that was found in the wall when they took.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Matilda. Makes me happy that that didn't go off.
Right. This was the dining hall for the women and children.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in here with us? If there is, can you make a tap or a knock on the wall for us, please? It's awfully quiet in here. I heard that. Can you do that again for me, please? A little bit louder, maybe?
Thank you. That way.
And this was the men's dining hall.
Huh. I thought it was losing my mind at first.
So I thought it was casting a shadow off the light that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Be nice, little Batman.
Wanna go down here? See if we can talk to Joe?
Joe? They sent me down here to let you know that the boiler needs some assistance. I didn't mean to have to come into your space, but they sent me down here. If you're not busy, can you see what's going on with the boiler, please? I have this hoodie on and I am freezing. I brought a light if you need help. I'm really good at holding lights. Not so good with tools though. Do you need me to hold the light up so you can see what we're doing? Is this the right spot? They don't give you very much light down here, Joe. Do you want me to hold the light back up? Is that better? I know my lantern's not very bright. Sorry.
My back is ice cold.
Is there anything you need me to do?
Tap on something or bang on something for us. Let us know what you need us to do. Point us in the right direction.
Or you want me to just get out of your space?
If you want us to leave, make a noise. Let us know you don't want us down here.
Is that you, Joe? Did you get the boiler fixed? Awesome. All right. Well, I'll let them know upstairs that you got it taken care of.
Did you check the breaker by chance?
Joe?
Is there something crawling on my arm?
Where?
Right here.
Negative.
Okay.
Did you get the breaker done? Yeah, that blue light was like right up there. I thought that was the doorway. The doorway's on that side. So are you standing next to me? So we got everything taken care of? I can tell them upstairs? All right. You have a good day, Joe.
Thank you for all your help.
Yes, thank you very much.
Did you hear somebody say hey?
I did, that's why I turned around.
Somebody in here with us? It's okay, you don't have to move. You're not going to get in trouble. We're not going to tell on you for being out. Walk that way.
Hmm?
Wanna walk down this way or walk in the hall?
I don't care. You lead. I follow.
I'll walk through here. Oh, don't be scared. It's okay. You can play. Is this Alpha?
You moved, so my moving hands sometimes. Oh,
Not this.
I guess not.
It's okay. My name's Shannon. I heard you're a sweet little girl. And you can continue playing, it's okay. You can do whatever you want. You can go running in the halls and all that stuff. Nobody can tell you not to. Okay? Where'd you go? Is that your doll? Do you like that doll? That's a pretty doll. Can you move the doll? That's a really pretty doll. Bless him. I know.
Wow, that doll is giving off a lot.
Yes. What glasses you holding up?
Alba, is that your doll? Get away from the metal of the chair. Oh? Oh, are you still here?
Where'd you go?
Did you go back to your doll? Or the tricycle?
No, she's not at the tricycle. Not at the doll. Are you at the bear? No? Where'd you go?
Are you playing hide and seek now?
We'll play hide and seek with you.